Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here, and welcome to another episode of Wizard Watch, the weekly show where we break down the top moments from this week's episode of SmackDown. So let's get to it. So we got a major announcement from Triple H that the WWE Draft will be returning in just a matter of weeks. This is mega news. I love a WWE Draft because of course it shakes up the roster. We get new storylines, new feuds along the way. I thought it was interesting that Triple H said that this applies to everyone as well. So literally nobody is safe. But if there's one man that deserves a monster push from this draft, it's LA Knight. We did see him in a brief appearance breaking a PS5 controller in front of Xavier Woods and venting his frustration for not being on the WrestleMania card. And I think this was a good move from WWE because a lot of WWE fans feel that LA Knight should have been. Well, let's face it, he should have been on that card. So, Money in the Bank 2023 winner LA Knight, anyone? Yeah. Also, on a side note, how slick Rick and seamless was the transition with Triple H into the next segment, announcing Rhea Ripley as the SmackDown Women's Champion before, of course, Judgment Day came down to the ring. I love that. That was such a cool little detail. And then we had Dom whinge and moan, no surprise there, about his loss to his dad on the grandest stage of them all, and the fact that he felt that he couldn't be at his strongest because it was his dad and he was making all the excuses under the sun. But one question I've got, what on earth is that on his face? It's literally like a dead slug or something. And then this set up a matchup against the LWO, Latino World Order. Loving this group. Visually they just look amazing. Not loving the fact that Judgment Day went over here, but I guess they kind of had to because Finn Balor lost at WrestleMania. Obviously Dom lost at WrestleMania and Damian Priest wasn't even on the card. So with the exception of Rhea Ripley winning the Women's SmackDown title, it wasn't the strongest of WrestleManias for Judgment Day. So I can give him a little bit of a bye here, beating LWO. Do I think that Santos Escobar should have got pinned? No, but that's a story for a different time. Now moving on to what would be probably the best match of the night, I thought. A banger of a match between the Brawling Brutes and Imperium, with the Brawling Brutes getting the victory. This makes sense, of course, Sheamus losing at WrestleMania. So a win for the Brawling Brutes is not really going to harm Imperium in any shape or form down the line, and they've won several times before, so haven't got a problem with that. Next up, we got a women's tag match where Liv and Raquel took on Shotzi and Natalya, and they got the victory. Liv and Raquel victorious. Kind of makes sense because it heats them up before Raw, because of course they're going to be taking on Lita and Becky. Get down in the comment section, do you think that Liv and Raquel are going to win? I've got this gut instinct that if they don't, that Raquel turns on Liv. I don't know why, but equally I'd probably say they're going to win. It makes sense, they're a legitimate tag team. But of course one gripe I've got on this is the fact that Shotzi lost yet again. How many times does Shotzi need to lose? She is so charismatic, she's great. Yes, she's not flawless in the ring, but she's got that it factor, and you keep having her lose again. So that brings us on to the main course, Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso. And prior to that, Sami warned Jey backstage and basically said at any second he'll drop the hammer, that Roman Reigns or even Solo Sikoa will attack Jey Uso, expel him from the bloodline. It's only a matter of time. And then Solo Sikoa attacked Kevin Owens viciously backstage, and of course this all then set up the match between Sami and Jey, where Jey got the victory with help from Solo Sikoa. The Samoan Spike delivered, and just as he was about to deliver another one, Solo that is, Jey sort of stepped in the way, but basically delivered a super kick, and they sort of teased some conflict between Solo and Jey, which I'd really like. Of course, the question marks throughout the few weeks or maybe months down the line is going to be what's going to happen with Jey Uso. Why was Jimmy not at SmackDown? We know Paul Heyman's reasons, but what were the real reasons? There's certainly some conflict brewing within the bloodline. And then out of nowhere, to save the day, Matt Riddle. I love this because you got to remember the last time we saw Matt Riddle and Randy Orton with the tag belts, they lost those to the Usos, and then that started the Usos' historic reign with the tag belts, which only ended this weekend at Mania. So I kind of like that. Do I think that should have been saved for SmackDown? Riddle's return as a surprise? Yes, but I can't really moan because overall this is a really, really good show. On a side note, we got a match also between Ivar and Ricochet, which Ricochet won. And also keep your eyes peeled to SmackDown soon because Nakamura is coming back. I've missed that guy, Shinsuke Nakamura, absolute living legend. One of the best performers I've seen personally in the ring. Those educated feet. Can't wait to see him back. Be interested to see how he fits in. Will he tag team again, providing the draft goes the way they want it to? With Rick Books again? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.